Hey Megan, how you doing? Thank you so much for your submission. So I just wanted to kind of go over something here as far as the layout of the class goes. And I'm just going to jump right over here to the preview window, specifically looking at week one. So we can see that in week one, we have several presentations, and then we have the critique assignment, and then also turning in the final poster. So the critique assignment, that's where you submit your work for critique, but that should be submitted by, that's this post right here I'm responding to now. But I can see that it was submitted on Sunday. And this is very significant because the due date was Friday. And the reason this is so important moving through the class is that we follow the same general formula. So I'm just making sure that I clarify this with all of the students that missed Friday's deadline for the critique board. And the reason this is significant, of course, is because you will receive comments submitting the work by the critique deadline. You'll receive comments from your peers and your classmates and myself with time to apply those changes to your final submission should you have missed something in the assignment that was pointed out by myself or your peers. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a great way to make sure that your assignment covers all the requirements and really makes sense to people. And if you submit it by the deadline, then you can apply all of the comments that you receive, the critical comments that you receive from myself and your classmates, to the final submission Sunday to ensure that you are awarded the maximum amount of points associated with your submission, okay? And that's what this is all about, right? Presumably, we all want the best grade possible in this class. So this formula will pretty much ensure you that you are following the specifications and the requirements, et cetera, and that your work is, again, adhering to those specifications. Okay, so that said, moving forward, please try to get your work submitted to the critique board on time. Let me go, and if that doesn't make sense, let me know. I'll see if I can clarify, Megan. But it's really super important. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory why it's so important. So critique's a big part of graphic design, so we don't want to miss those opportunities there. Let's go ahead, Megan, and jump right over to your work. All right, this is great. The first poster really, it does a great, I'm sorry, the first paragraph here does a great job defining your intent as well as your target audience. So this is fantastic. So let's just jump right over to the sketches. These are good. The sketches are good. I think that this is, it's very Swiss in the way you have established it. Very simplistic, almost objective in its intent. And that's okay. That's if simplicity works in graphic design. Absolutely. So I think this is particularly interesting. I think it's got a lot of potential here. Good job defining your intent with your type choice. Now, one thing I do want to recommend is that right here you've indicated a sans serif in all of your sketches. So presumably you're only using sans serif. Now, I would recommend including serif for typographic variety. So in your sketches, what you would do to show your intent there is you would actually sketch serif with sans serif, because right now it looks like you're using nothing but sans serif typefaces with the exception of this decorative typeface right here. So with the intent, I do recommend mixing sans serif with serif in any particular piece to increase that typographic variety. But in the sketches, it must be indicated. All right, first piece, Nutcracker, nice job. Great play. I see it every year, too. Love it. Have been for the last 25 years. It never gets old to me. It's just so Christmassy, It just really, for those years where you're just not in a Christmas mood, go to the Nutcracker and bam, it's automatic, man. You're enchanted from that point on for the rest of the holidays, right? So that's a good choice there. This is also very interesting, and so is the third. I think the third is fantastic too. So I'm going to tell you something here. Since your product, since your design intent and your target is not only families but activities for children, maybe run this by your kids. Your daughter, maybe run it by and say, which one do you think is the best? Which one are you interested in here? After all, that's your target, right? So that said, I would say I'm perfectly fine with any direction you feel comfortable pursuing. Just go ahead and choose what you think. Think it out. What has the most potential here, and go ahead and follow that specific example. All right, really fantastic work here. If you have any questions at all, please let me know, and I'll be glad to make clarifications. All right, great job. Thank you very much.